For every president people love, there's one they really don't like. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's longest-serving prime minister, is a perfect example of a leader who has deeply divided public opinion. Netanyahu, often called Bibi, has been a central figure in Israeli politics for decades. His supporters see him as a strong leader who keeps Israel safe, but his critics accuse him of corruption and dividing the country. His tough stance on Palestinian issues and expansion of settlements in the West Bank have been very controversial. Netanyahu's close relationship with former US President Donald Trump was praised by his supporters, but criticized by others who worried about damaging bipartisan support for Israel in the US. In recent years, Netanyahu faced multiple corruption charges, leading to protests and calls for his resignation. His handling of the COVID-19 pandemic was initially praised, but later criticized, as Israel experienced several severe waves of infections. Netanyahu's supporters argue that he has strengthened Israel's economy and security. However, his critics say he has eroded democratic norms and deepened social divisions for political gain. While Netanyahu remains a controversial figure, across the continent, Nelson Mandela is almost universally revered as a symbol of reconciliation and hope. Mandela's story is amazing. He was in prison for 27 years, then became South Africa's first black president. What made Mandela special was how he forgave people and tried to bring everyone together. Mandela started the Truth and Reconciliation Commission to help South Africans talk about the past without fighting more. Even after he wasn't president, Mandela kept working for peace. He did a lot to help people with HIV/AIDS in Africa. People all over the world love Mandela. His birthday, July 18th, is now a special day celebrated everywhere. Mandela brought people together, but Venezuela's Nicolás Maduro has done the opposite. Under Maduro, Venezuela's economy has crashed. There's not enough food or medicine, and money is almost worthless. Many people think Maduro cheated to win the 2018 election. Lots of countries say Juan Guaido should be the real president. Maduro's government has been accused of hurting and jailing people who disagree with him. The bad economy has made millions of Venezuelans leave their country to find better lives elsewhere. Maduro says Venezuela's problems are because of US sanctions, but many people think it's because he's a bad leader and there's too much corruption. While Maduro is disliked by many, Germany's Angela Merkel was respected by most people when she left office. Merkel was in charge for 16 years and led Germany through many tough times. Germans even called her Mutti, Mommy. In 2015, she let over 1 million refugees come to Germany. Some people didn't like this at first, but now many think it was a good thing to do. Merkel helped fix money problems in Europe. Some people didn't like her ideas, but many say she helped make things more stable. Merkel used to be a scientist, so she looked at facts when dealing with things like climate change and COVID-19. Even people who didn't agree with Merkel often said she was calm and good at getting people to work together. When she stopped being leader in 2021, many people said nice things about her. Merkel was calm and careful, but Brazil's Jair Bolsonaro was the opposite. Bolsonaro often said things that made people angry, especially about the environment and native people's rights. When the Amazon rainforest was on fire in 2019, many people around the world were upset with how Bolsonaro handled it. Bolsonaro didn't take COVID-19 seriously. He said it wasn't a big deal and promoted medicines that doctors said didn't work. People accused Bolsonaro's government of cheating when buying COVID-19 vaccines. Bolsonaro's fans like that, he's tough on crime and good for business. But others say he hurt democracy and made people fight with each other more. While Bolsonaro caused a lot of arguments, New Zealand's Jacinda Ardern was loved by many for being kind and caring. Ardern's response to the 2019 mosque shootings in Christchurch was praised by people all over the world. She showed she cared and quickly changed gun laws. She handled COVID-19 really well. New Zealand's Go Hard, Go Early plan was seen as a great way to deal with the pandemic. Ardern's government did a lot to fight climate change, like passing a new law and promising to plant 1 billion trees. When she was elected, Ardern was the youngest female leader in the world. She even brought her baby to a UN meeting. Some people in New Zealand didn't like everything Ardern did, like how she handled the housing problem. But people in other countries still thought she was great. She surprised everyone by quitting in 2023. Ardern was kind and caring, but Russia's Vladimir Putin is known for being tough and controlling. Putin has been in charge for about 20 years. During this time, he's made it hard for people who disagree with him and for independent news. Putin took Crimea from Ukraine in 2014 and is still fighting in Ukraine. This made many countries angry at Russia. Many people say Putin has tried to mess with elections in other countries. and even kill his critics who live abroad. In Russia, Putin tries to look strong. He often has photos taken of him doing tough guy things, which people on the internet make fun of. Putin's fans say he made Russia stable after a messy time in the 1990s. But others say he's taken away people's freedoms and only helps his rich friends. While Putin tightened his control over Russia, Barack Obama made history as America's first black president. When Obama was elected in 2008, many people saw it as a big moment for racial equality in America. Obama's biggest achievement was the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, which helped millions of Americans get health insurance. In other countries, Obama made a deal with Iran about nuclear power and started talking to Cuba again. But some people didn't like that he used drones a lot. Obama was good at giving speeches and seemed calm, which made him popular around the world. He even got the Nobel Peace Prize in his first year as president. Some people thought Obama did too much, but when he left office, many Americans liked him. He's still respected in American politics. Obama was popular, but Syria's Bashar al-Assad is disliked by many people around the world. When people in Syria protested in 2011, Assad responded violently. This started a terrible civil war that has killed hundreds of thousands of people and forced millions to leave their homes. Assad's government has been accused of using poison gas against regular people, which is a very serious war crime. The war in Syria caused many people to become refugees, which affected nearby countries and Europe. Assad has stayed in power with help from Russia and Iran, but much of Syria has been destroyed by the war. Assad says he's fighting terrorists, but many people say his cruel actions have actually made more people become extremists and caused a lot of suffering. Some presidents are remembered for bringing peace and making things better, while others are known for being cruel, hurting people's rights, and making bad decisions. A president's actions can affect not just their own country, but the whole world for a long time.